So now we're on factoring trinomials with the leading coefficients. What this means is if it's not 1, what do we do if there's something in front of my x squared? Again, you can feel free to go to IXL Algebra 1 section AA5 if you'd like to begin your lesson. But if you're stuck and you need a little reminder help, this lesson's here for you. So we're going to start with an example. We're going to do 3 examples now. So my first example is 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. Now, I teach a method called slip and slide. What that means is when I have a number in front, like 3, I'm going to do this method. Before I do this method, let me go back and check to see if I don't have a greatest common factor. Is there a number that can go into 3, 2, and 8 other than 1? Nope, not in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and start my slip and slide method. So I'm doing 3. I take my leading coefficient and I times it by my last term, the 8. That gets me, and then I write x squared plus 2x minus 8 times 3, which is 24. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and factor like I did in my last video, just like it's a regular trinomial. So I'm going to make my little t graph. I got to think of something that adds to give me 2, but multiplies to give me negative 24. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my 24s. Well, before I did, let's see, okay, I did 3 times 8. And oh, I would need my negative to be the smaller number because I need it to be positive when I multiply, or when I add them in. So negative 3 times 8 is not 2. So the numbers need to be closer. So let's think of some other numbers that are closer. 4 and 6. So let's do negative 4 times 6. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. And negative 4 plus 6 is a positive 2, so it works. So now I write in parentheses this part right here. I do x again at the beginning of both. One's negative 4 and one's a positive 6. So I write like that. Now I'm not done because I'm doing the slip and slide method. I did the slip part, now I have to do the slide part. So I factored this little part out. Now because I multiplied the back by 3, I'm going to divide the back of both of these parts by 3. Now I look at each term. 4 divided by 3. Can I simplify that? No. So because I cannot simplify that, I'm going to slide this in front of the x. So that's going to give me 3x minus 4. And my other one, can I simplify 6 over 3? Yes. That will give me simply 2, because it simplifies completely and no longer a division of any number at the bottom. I just leave plus 2 and I do not put it in the front. That is my answer. These are the hardest problems you are going to get with factoring, so if you're able to factor these, the others should be not too difficult for you. I'm going to go ahead and look at example number 2. Oh, my bad. Example number 2 is going to be 5x squared minus 17x plus 6. Again, I try to see if there's a number that can go into all 3 terms. 5, 17, and 6. The only number is 1, so I'm not going to worry about it. I start my slip and slide. The first term, 5 times 6. Then it's with x squared minus 17x plus 30. And then I start factoring that. Make my little t-chart. I got has to add to give me negative 17, multiply to give me 30. So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, it has to be a negative times a negative, so I put a positive here and a negative here. And I know that negative 2 times negative 15 gives me positive 30 and adds to give me negative 17. So I write my factors down. I got x in the beginning of both again, a negative 2, and a negative 15. I finished it off with my slide. I did my slip, now I gotta do my slide. So I multiplied by 5, so I'm going to divide both parts by 5. Again, 2 divided by 5, I cannot simplify it, it does not go away. So I'm going to end up moving this in front. This one works out, I know, because 15 divided by 5 is 3, so this is what I end up with. This 5 is in front. This 2 stays there because I didn't do anything to it. And then again, but this time nothing comes in the front because 15 divided by 5 is 3. So this is my final answer. Moving on to my last equation, my last example, number 3. It is 4x squared plus 10x minus 6. Again, is there a number that can go into all 3 terms? So 4, 10, and 6. Yes. This time, I know 2 can go into all of these terms. I'm going to write what's left. 4 divided by 2 is 2, x squared, plus 10 divided by 2 is 5x, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I start with my GCF. Now I'm going to ignore this first part. I'm going to focus what's in my parentheses and see if I can factor what's inside here. So I see I have a leading coefficient of 2, so I'm going to do the slip and slide method. I'm going to take my 2 and I'm going to times it by 3. And that's going to give me x squared plus 5x minus 6. I make my little t-chart. What adds to give me positive 5, but multiplies to give me negative 6. Adds to give me positive 5, but multiplies to give me negative 6. So, well, it's got to be a negative, so one's got to be positive, one's got to be negative. So I start with, I was thinking 2 times 3, but the problem is if I make one negative, it's going to give me a addition of 1. So that doesn't work. So I'm thinking 6 times 1, or 1 times 6. It doesn't matter which way you write it. Now one of these has to be negative. Since it has to add to give me positive 5, I'm going to make sure my 6 is bigger, because it's positive, so it's bigger. So negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. Negative 1 plus 6 is positive 5. So we're going to have to write our little parentheses out for these. Again, we start with x. Negative 1. Positive 6. And now I'm going to do my last method. I'm going to divide by 2. So divide by 2. Divide by 2. Again, this moves to the front. This does not. I write what's left. 2x minus 1. X plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now I'm not done. I'm done with this section. Remember this 2 before. This 2 we did nothing with. I'm going to bring down to my final answer and put it at the very front. Now I am done. So don't forget your GCF that you did in the beginning. Alright, so these are your 3 questions that we just worked on. Go ahead and try your skills and practice on IXL Algebra 1, Section AA5. It should be factoring trinomials with leading coefficients, or factoring quadratics, I think they call it. But that's what you have.